Hi, it's Friday night, the 1st of January, and day one of the new year 2021. Of course, I chose to continue on with my journey to business alignment doing these videos every night. Today's Living the Dream experience was being the first day of the new year itself, and it was getting out of the house and driving to a family gathering so I could witness a special event in the life of one of my grandsons. Kathleen and I maintained social distancing, wore our masks, and didn't stay too long. We remained apart from doing any handshakes and hugs with everybody except for my daughter, Rochelle, and my grandson, Chase. And that's because they've already had COVID, and they got it a month ago, and so they're all safe. But Kathy and I stayed away from all the other people. With my type 2 diabetes, I'm just a little nervous about that, so I played it safe. Okay, the event was held in Rochelle's brother-in-law's wife's parents' home. The father is a highly successful insurance company owner who moved from California to build a huge multi-million-dollar home in Heber, Utah, so they could be near their children and their families who live in Utah. Apparently, he's made millions and millions of dollars setting up the first business that started to offer pet insurance to all those people in California, all the actors and actresses and so forth. Anyhow, interesting story. Anyway, there was plenty of room to be socially distanced from everybody else in the home, and that's for sure because, like I said, it was huge. It turned out to be a wonderful afternoon, and we enjoyed getting out of the house and spending some time together as we just talked during our driving time there and our driving time back, which totaled about 3.5 hours of quiet talk time. So that was wonderful for Kathy and I. So yes, today was another day of living the dream. Anyway, here's my power statement for this morning, which said, I'm going to keep working to finish the tasks on my remaining task list. There's just 2 or 3 more, and so I can then get after it and launch that focus group. Here's my 3 important tasks that I worked on today. I should say this. Where did they all go? I don't remember where I did that. Anyway, my to list was all written up and done and checked off, so I threw it away. So my number one most important task today was to do the first remaining task that I reprioritized so that I can launch my focus group ad come Monday morning. I found 3 items, and those ended up being my fun and exciting tasks for the day. I have several other tasks, but they don't have to be done yet. So I'm just focused on those that have to be done so I can be safe and launching that focus group ad. My fun task for today was going to be to order Appointments annual plans so that I have that system that will allow folks to schedule a private coaching with me right on their computer. Boom, 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 click and pay their Stripe, and boom, appointment sets the appointment for me. And my exciting task for today was going to be to type up my interview questions for when I have my opportunity of interviewing Croy Sather, which he promised that he'd be more than willing to do. I say going to because something happened in the afternoon once we got to the event's location. We got a text where there were 5 families in the group that was supposed to be showing up that were on their way, but there was an accident on the highway that made the freeway be closed for almost 2 hours more, which delayed everything at least those 2 hours. Well, Kath and I were just going to sit out in the car and wait, and then everybody start. We're going and do our little thing and then come and leave to come home because we weren't going to stay to all the dinners and eating and all that kind of thing. We wanted to play it safe, but the wreck made it so we had to wait nearly 2 more hours in the car and then drive home, and that made us late so that I didn't have time to do the more important tasks that I had listed and planned on doing today. Best laid plans, right? You know how that happens. Well, sometimes it does happen, and all we do is go forward and go with the flow. Next are my end-of-the-day success routine questions. Get honest with yourself, Marty. What didn't go well today, or what could you have done better? Did you wake up early and start strong? I did. Friday morning, up bright and early. I started my morning with power. My win the day routine, and cold blasted water on my face, made the bed, all that kind of thing. So I was productive throughout the day for the first part of the morning, but I didn't get to the other ones. I didn't get to the most important things. It was the best plan, but it didn't happen. And that's okay. I am still moving my goals forward. Did you show up as the person you wanted to today? Though I did. Absolutely I did. What about your personal time with Kat? We had hours today and hours, and then the whole evening. So, yes, she was present for me and I was present for her, and we had a wonderful conversation. Next are my end-of-the-day success routine accountability questions. Were you honest with yourself about today's task, Marty? In other words, did you keep your promises that you made this morning? Well, not knowing how the day was going to go, I promised myself that I would make this first day of the new year be a day to remember. Our grandson's event made that be the case, that's for sure. But I did want to get a few things done so that I could be ready to launch the focus group come Monday morning. We're going to have to see how Saturday goes. But like I said, things can change on a dime, and we just adjust and move forward as best we can, and so that is exactly what I did. Just the power of the flicker. Bink! That's what I did. The next question is, what movies did you watch during your mindfulness time today, Marty? Did you make time for them? And were there any new instant preplay movies that came up onto the screen of your mind? Well, besides my must-see TV favorite my movies that I watch every morning, which, by the way, my why has been expanded to include a couple more whys, and my vision now has a few more goals stuffed into it that I imagine by going to the movies and seeing it as though I'm already living it, and that's part of my goal setting. And I'm now ready to launch my focus group, and that really, really does excite me. So yes, I do think of things in my mind. My next question says, what's the one thing that would make all the difference going forward? What one thing can I do better and make, even if the day goes sideways getting it done, I'd still feel like it's a success? What would that be? Well, going forward, the one thing that I can get better at, I know it, is to continue to do what I said last night, which is to ponder on my affirmations that I speak loudly and verbally every morning to myself. Instead of just saying it, thinking on it, pondering on it, rethinking it, instant pre-playing it, imagine it over and over and over again, like the 4-minute mile runner, got to do that. Here's what I wrote down for my power statement, though, for tomorrow, which happens to be another Saturday. I will review the focus group launch task list one more time, and I'm going to decide what needs, the last ones that need to get done before I can call Google to help me launch that focus group on Monday. The next question of my end of the day success routine is to ask myself, were there any mistakes or failures that I made today that I can turn into a tool of success going forward? Well, today was the first day of the new year, 2021, and I simply continue to follow the pattern of daily actions that I've been doing for 365 days straight. It's a habit. Did I make any mistakes today? Did I fail at something today? In reviewing today, I have to say that I didn't come up with anything that I could turn into a tool of success kind of failure. No, at least nothing of significance. That is going to slow me down and keep me from reaching my goals. I didn't have an experience like that today. A few little things here and there, but I just went and kept on going. So today was still a very great day for my first day of 2020. Learning to adjust, learning to continue to go forward. That's just the way life is. The next question is, what was your biggest success today, Marty? In other words, what did you do well today for the first day of January of 2021? Well, my biggest success today was getting my ducks in a row, so to speak, so that I can be ready to launch the focus group ad come Monday morning, period. That's the big deal I'm working on. That's what I want to get done, and that's what I tried to get done, and I'm going to be able to get it done tomorrow, I know, and I'll be ready to go Monday. So my next end of the day success routine question asked me to rate my day's effort. I gave today's effort a 5. I worked at the speed of 10 until I had to leave for the event, but because I didn't get everything done yesterday, I couldn't launch the focus group ad, and I had to try to get some of it done today. It's all going to be pushed on to tomorrow, and what I can get done, I hope I'll get it done, that I can launch that focus group. So I do feel like I need to ding my day's effort today. Even though I was out of my control, I didn't get it done, so it did have a challenge, so I cut it down. Okay, I want to end the day strong. Here's what I'm grateful for today. I'm grateful for the principle that says in order to really succeed at the highest level, to achieve what we really want from our lives, we need to consider finding someone who can be our model. Someone who has really made the relationships work, achieved the things that they've set out to do, and they've become very much so an obvious success, and they have the steps that are obvious that we can follow, and their beliefs, we can find out what they did and how they believe, so we can follow those same beliefs and achieve what they've achieved. That's called duplication. These individuals' references, their mapping experiences can be duplicated, either by doing what they did or by going to the movies and imagining ourselves doing what they did and having those experiences that create our own mapping over and over again until it's laid into a habit. These principles lead to the next things I'm grateful for. The law of duplication, which says duplication is the action or process of duplicating something or someone by following the exact steps of that process that person took to achieve their success. the principle of duplication. I suggest that we get off the bench and step into the game of life. Let's have our imagination run wild with the possibilities of all the things we have available to us to explore and experience and begin to do. So let's do it immediately. Let's find our mentor and duplicate what they would teach us to do. Even if it's doing what's so hard and tough at times, we can do it. You can do it. This leads me to the next thing I'm grateful for, which was Tony Robbins. Once again, he said very simply, it's the moments of our lives that shape us. How we think about it, how we make them mean, and how we map them in our brain. What new experience could we pursue today that would expand our life? What kind of person will we become if we do it? Let's take the action necessary to enjoy the act of exploring the possibilities we have available to us. Consider our mapping. Is it taking us forward? Is it taking us where we want to go, where we believe we should be? Let's do that. Let's think of those possibilities and then get after it. I'm going to leave it there. I'll be back here tomorrow night right at my laptop again doing the same thing I've done for 366 days now. But until then, I wish you continued success. Good night.